Hi, I'm Kristi Mohn with Coldwell Banker Emporia Real Estate, and I'm here with Casey Woods and Jessica Buchholz from Emporia Main Street. Welcome to our very first coffee talk. Really just wanted to have them as our first guest because obviously Coldwell Banker Emporia Real Estate is located here on Commercial Street in the heart of downtown, in the heart of Main Street. And obviously Main Street would not be nearly what it is if it wasn't for all the work that you guys put in. So thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have a big event coming up. I feel like we say that to you constantly in Emporia, in downtown.
There's always something.
Yeah.
But a staple, I guess you could say, in our Main Street lineup is the Great American Market.
Yeah, it's really, I think, the big event that launched all the other big events and kind of logistics. But over 20 years ago, so I think it was 99.
20 years ago?
Yeah, was the first Great American Market, and it actually started off as an Emporia Gazette activity.
Yeah.
So year one, they had about a block and a half of vendors. I think they had about 30 vendors that were set up, and it was a flea market. And so I think that second year was about 2 blocks and spreading some different things out and kept the flea market. And then when I became director 13 years ago, we decided to drop the flea off the market and just call it the Great American Market, where we would have additional types of booths. So we focused on art and food and a variety of other types of activity. But it's grown significantly. So from about a block and a half and 30 vendors to usually about 200 plus vendors now and 6 blocks worth of activities. And then throughout the day, we'll have anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 people that will participate in the event. So it's one of those great shopping events. And it's also a great event for us to talk to potential storefronts.
And it's always the second
Saturday in September.
Okay,
Always
so,
the second Saturday in September.
Yeah, even though we're talking a little bit about this year, generally speaking, this is always going to be the second Saturday in September.
And truly, we work on the event 365 days a year, if you will. So with having a consistent event, that is great for planning, and then it's also great for our vendors because they'll say, this is one of our favorite events. It's one of the most attended events that we go to, and by them knowing every year they can expect it the second Saturday, they can go ahead and
they just book it.
Yeah, they just book it, and we actually the day of the market, vendors can sign up for the next year's market.
That makes
so
sense.
We get a huge influx of applications. There is a discount for folks to sign up day of.
So, talking about that, if you're in Emporia and you want to help, how can you help out with the market?
Well,
I'm sure it takes a ton
absolutely.
of people.
We'll always take volunteers. This is an event that our board of directors really helps out with as well. But it is a full day, so I think we usually get started. Well, we get started pretty early, but our volunteers usually start showing up at about 4 a.m. So if people can help out that day, they can just give me a call at the office or stop by, and we'll get you signed up, or we can send you the Google Doc. But we are a small but mighty staff, so volunteers are always a huge part of the day.
What kind of? I know you see what's kind of the range of stuff we're going to see down here if people want to come down to the market? What are they going to see?
Anything and everything, but really anything from antiques to jewelry to clothing to a fishing pole to custom-made signs to just anything that you might think you need will be at the market. And in addition to the retail items, we always have a ton of awesome food vendors, so that is something to highlight with the market. It starts at 7, ends at 4, so you really have an opportunity to eat 2 meals down there, or you can take our approach and just graze all day.
And there's some great kids activities and kids booths, so it's a great family activity. And Emporia is really known for engraving arts and glasswork, and we'll have both of those that are well
great.
represented in the market this year. So it's going to be awesome again.
And we do have a list of those vendors up on our website.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
if you go to EmporiaMainStreet.com and just click on events, you'll see Great American Market, and it will list the business, whether it's a home-based business, it'll have the business owner's name and kind of the items that they carry, or
Okay.
food. So if you kind of just want that general idea of what to expect, or a vendor that you see there year after year, you can check and see if they've
Is there a
signed up.
map that shows where they're going to be?
There
set
will
up?
be.
Okay.
The map is a work in progress.
Right, I'm sure it is.
So mapping 200 vendors is quite the task.
Sure.
And we really try and work with our local businesses that want to have a booth in front of their store, so they do get that priority to be, right in front of their storefront. And then it's really kind of first come, first serve with the mapping.
And then for some of our nonprofit agencies in the area, they learned that they could convert from, we've got to sell little things throughout the year to we have one booth at the Great American Market, and we make what we would make through those little sales activities throughout the year in one day. So it's great to give a platform to some of those nonprofit agencies from a sales perspective, but others just 8,000 to 10,000 people out there. They want people to know what their business or agency does. It's a fantastic opportunity for them to do that.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How many people do you expect to come down to visit? You said the hours are from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Like how many people?
Good weather, it's 8,000 to 10,000 people, and some of them are in the local concentrated area. We've got a market trade area of about 54,000 people, but a lot of them will be distance travelers. So we have people that come from larger metro areas, and they're going to come in for the day, and they'll spend all day shopping in Emporia.
Great, and they're spending the night.
Some of them
Some
do.
do, and some of our vendors do as well. Like
Okay.
Casey said, we have some folks that are coming from out of town, and they've got their setup where they'll come and stay for the weekend and make a trip out of it. And we are excited to see that influx of folks that come in for the market, because we know that they're also doing different things in the community throughout the day.
Is it too late for vendors to sign up this year? Are you guys full, or are you still
We
taking
are
applications?
filling up quickly.
Okay.
And so we do have some spots still available, but I would definitely recommend to get in sooner than later. Again, people can just go online and register and pay. It's super simple on the website. Or if you want to stop down and talk to us, you can. Or if you want to give us a call, we can do all of that over the phone as well.
Sure. And Jessica mentioned earlier that this was a board activation for Main Street and a fundraiser. Does this serve as a good fundraiser for you guys?
Well, I think
Is it-
it's not a huge moneymaker for us,
Okay.
but what it does is exposes us to a lot of entrepreneurs. And we've seen a lot of entrepreneurs that started off at the Great American Market, and they ended up either buying an existing business to transition it, and they've opened up a storefront, and it draws so many people into town that are within the market area, showcasing unique businesses. And some of your chain stores, you can go anywhere on the planet and go to those, but these are all unique businesses. The only place you're going to find them are in Emporia, Kansas, or at the Great American Market. So this is your one shot to have some of those unique shopping opportunities.
Well, and I know this is varying a little bit from the Great American Market, but honestly, the incubator space that Main Street has been a successful program. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Or?
Sure, we're excited about that. We have Imaginarium that their grand opening is next Wednesday, so 3:30 to 7, and they're a STEM based educational cooperative. So you can have classes, sign your kid up for one class, or if you're mine, she talks you down where she was going to sign up for 3, and I'm like, no, you're going to sign up for 2 max. It's their second incubated business.
Sure.
And our first one being Trox Gallery Gifts, which they'll have some of their artists that are in the Great American Market. They'll have a great presence there. But we do some different things in Emporia to help entrepreneurs start up. The incubator space gives you 6 months of free rent, 6 months of reduced market rate rent, 6 months of time to find you a permanent home rent, and then we work through them with that process. But that's not something that every community does. And
Let's end this with your website, EmporiaMainStreet.com.
EmporiaMainStreet.com,
Give
and
us a
then
little bit.
Facebook and Instagram, Emporia Main Street.
Okay. Well, thank you. for
You're
coming.
welcome. Well, thank you.
yeah, thanks for having us.